So, if you're a commercial drone operator, you know you're on the cutting edge of some amazing technology. But with every single flight, you've got to ask yourself one really important question. Are you seeing the full picture when it comes to risk, or are you maybe flying with a blind spot? Let's get into it.
I mean, the power you have right at your fingertips is just incredible. It doesn't matter if you're in agriculture, mapping, or making movies, drones give you a perspective that used to be impossible. They're absolute game changers for so many industries.
But, and this is a big but, here's the harsh reality. Things can go wrong, and they can go wrong in an instant. A sudden gust of wind, a weird technical glitch, even a tiny moment of pilot error, and that amazing piece of tech comes crashing right back down to Earth.
Now that crash, it might be minor. Or it could look something like this. An accident that involves someone else's property isn't just an inconvenience, you know? It can be a full-blown financial disaster that puts your whole business at risk.
And then you have the worst-case scenario. You can always replace property, right? But causing an injury to another person, well, that is a whole different level of serious. We're talking about consequences that go way, way beyond just money.
So let's really break this down. Section 1. Flying high, falling hard. The real risks of commercial drone operations. The bottom line here is that flying commercially involves some serious risks, both up in the air and down on the ground. You have to be ready for the worst, because just hoping for the best, that is not a strategy.
So, how do you manage all this risk? Well, that brings us to our next section, pioneering drone protection. And to see how the industry is tackling this, we're going to look at a really interesting example out of Malaysia, droneinsurance.store. It's the country's very first online drone insurtech platform, and it gives us a great look at how these challenges are being met.
Okay, so how does this kind of protection actually work? Let's dive into that in Your Shield in the Sky, Understanding Your Coverage. It's not just a one-size-fits-all thing. It's really a full suite of protection, and it's built on 3 key pillars: covering your gear, covering the public, and, of course, covering you.
All right, let's start with your most valuable physical asset, the drone itself. This is where hull insurance comes in. It's all about protecting your investment in the actual hardware. And check out how detailed this gets. We're not just talking about a simple crash. This can cover repair costs, a total loss, or even a flyaway situation where you just can't get the drone back. And what's really crucial here is that it can also cover pilot error, which is a huge factor. Plus all that expensive payload gear, your cameras and sensors, and even your spare batteries and controllers.
And this picture really says it all. Whether it's a small break or a total disaster, this kind of coverage is designed to get you back in the air without you having to take that huge financial hit. It's all about protecting your return on investment.
Okay, let's talk about the second pillar, which is, you could argue, just as critical. We're talking about public liability. This isn't about your drone anymore. It's all about the damage your drone could cause to other people or to their property.
This is the coverage that protects you from lawsuits and expensive claims. It can handle damage to someone's car, their house, and most importantly, it covers medical bills if someone gets hurt. And for a lot of commercial jobs, having this kind of liability coverage is totally non-negotiable.
And just look at this number. That's up to 35 million ringgit in potential coverage. It really goes to show you how seriously these risks are taken and the kind of massive financial protection that's out there to help you operate safely.
So whether your drone has a little run-in with a car windshield or something much, much bigger happens, this liability coverage is basically your financial firewall. It protects you from claims that could otherwise completely sink your business.
So, we've covered the drone, we've covered the public. Now let's talk about the last and, maybe the most important piece of the puzzle, you. Pilot Personal Accident, or PA, coverage is designed specifically to protect the operator.
Think of this as a safety net for you and your family. It includes things like medical expenses if you get hurt during a job, disability benefits if something serious happens, and even a daily hospital allowance. It makes sure that an accident doesn't just damage your equipment. It makes sure it doesn't derail your entire life.
And really, this is the bottom line, isn't it? You can always replace a drone, but the skill, the experience of the pilot, that's irreplaceable. This coverage recognizes that protecting the person behind the controls has to be the top priority. All right, moving on to our next section. More than just insurance, a complete drone ecosystem. Because for some companies in this space, just getting the right policy is only the beginning. The real goal is to build an entire support system around the drone industry. And the scope here is pretty amazing. It doesn't really matter what kind of drone you fly or what industry you're in.
From farming and inspections all the way to those massive spectacular drone light shows, the idea is to have the expertise to understand the unique risks of every single job.
And this right here shows you the extra value they can bring. Trying to navigate the permit process in a place like Malaysia can be a real headache. You're dealing with multiple agencies, local authorities, JUPAM, which is the National Mapping Agency, and of course, CAM, the Civil Aviation Authority. A huge part of the service is helping pilots cut through all that red tape.
And then you have this kind of recognition, which adds another layer of trust. A quote from Vulcan Post puts companies like this among the top drone tech players in Malaysia, with a reputation that's gone global. That's some serious credibility.
So, after seeing all the risks and the really comprehensive solutions that are available, what's the next step? Well, it's all about turning that feeling of uncertainty into one of confidence.
The path forward is pretty clear. Operators can get a quote and lock in their coverage directly online. The whole thing is designed to be simple and straightforward, giving you the protection you need to fly with genuine peace of mind.
So we'll end on this question. Think about it. You've poured so much time and money into your equipment, into becoming a skilled pilot. Doesn't it just make sense to make one more crucial investment? The one that protects everything else?